years ago, there were a group of people that understood what was at stake so far as the testimony of their lives was concerned. And they fled their home country for the sake of religious liberty. They went to another country. They left England. They went to Holland. And for some 10 years, they had a degree of religious liberty in Holland, but there were grueling working conditions, and the culture was vexing to their family life, and they were losing the next generation to the world. They were being conformed to the world, their hearts and their minds, and God's Spirit was moving among them and compelled them to leave. Once again, to uproot their homes and their families and to leave the degree of religious liberty that they enjoyed in Leiden, Holland. And they were literally going to replant their church in the new world. They fled the old world. They fled to the new world. And there was adverse circumstances, one after another after another. The first ship that they chartered, it was known as the Speedwell. It wasn't speedy and it wasn't well. I mean, then they eventually just all crammed onto one ship known as the Mayflower. And through the likes of nefarious, ungodly men who had just a planned agenda to subvert the Mayflower Pilgrims and what they were doing. But unbeknownst to themselves, the providential hand of God was so at work in the details, many of them were trusting God indeed. So regardless of the circumstances of our lives, I pray that just like Paul David Tripp said, you don't have to be anxious about the future. A God of grace has invaded your life, and he always completes what he starts. Since God writes your story, if you recall, he says he knows what you're facing and exactly what grace you'll need to live his way. And so the Mayflower Pilgrims understood this biblical reality, and their mission of destiny, as it were, was invested in a transcendent cause of life. And such that they understood that their lives were not merely about them, and the impact of their lives was going to last well beyond their lives. And so that William Bradford, the governor of the Plymouth colony, was able to say with confidence that last and not least, they cherished a great hope and inward zeal of laying good foundations, at least making some way toward it, for the propagation of the gospel, of the advance of the gospel of the kingdom of Christ in the remote parts of the world. That's why they came to the new world, even though they should be but stepping stones to others in the performance of so great a work. And thus out of small beginnings, he famously said, greater things have been produced by his hand, that has made all things of nothing and gives being to all things that are, and is one small candle. Picture the sanctuary being pitch black and one candle being lit right here. He says, as one small candle may light 1,000, so the light here kindled hath shone unto many, yea, in some sort to our whole nation. And he says, let the glorious name of Jehovah, the true and living God, the eternal King, the sovereign Creator, the merciful Redeemer, have all the praise. So this Thanksgiving, may our hearts be encouraged to intentionally exalt, to magnify, to lift up our joy-filled champion, Jesus Christ.